Hi, I'm Coach Corey Wayne, and this is my video coaching newsletter. And the topic of today's newsletter is going to be an abundance of choice with women. So I've got a good email success story. It's a great way to start the week out. This particular guy, he's been following me for about 5 years. He's 20, and he just went on a trip recently, a vacation to Nashville, Tennessee with his buddies. And obviously he shares how he used what he learned in 3% Man, because they were out bar hopping, obviously looking to meet girls, looking for a little summer romance. And so he had some interesting things happen with several groups of women that he met and interacted with, and had some indoor Olympic fun. So I got a quote that I wrote on this particular topic, and then we'll go through his email and see how he successfully applied the mindset that I teach, and it got him great results. So the quote says, "One of the greatest cheat codes for life is to create a life and lifestyle for both your personal and professional life that facilitates being in a peaceful and relaxed state. We do our best work when we are relaxed and happy. Decisions made while in a relaxed state will bring about more ease, delight, and balance. Decisions made while stressed and fearful will tend to bring about more imbalance, chaos, and unease. The more relaxed you are, the more clients will want to do business with you, the more people will want to be your friend, and the more women will want to date you. Being relaxed and successful is a sign of competency. Being stressed and fearful is a sign of incompetence. Women love men who are competent at getting what they want and making themselves happy and making their dreams a reality." So obviously when you give off that kind of a vibe where you're relaxed, you're in no rush, like my favorite Rumi quote, slow and steady like the river that never grows stale, no hurry, no rush. Always thinking of the analogy of a turtle winning the race, taking your time, infinite patience, all is well, all will be well, all will work out exactly like it's supposed to. So with that said, let's go through his email. He says, "Hey Coach, I sent you an email before and have decided to write a few more to recap some of my successes and failures in my 3% Man journey. To start things off, I am 20 years old and I've read your book 11 times and watched almost every video you have out. The past year, my buddy, who is also my business partner, and I have been making the best of COVID and traveling in the U.S. thanks to cheap airfare and online classes. I want to tell you about a story in Nashville that I think you will like." Actually, it's a good story. I went to Nashville with a few buddies on their 21st birthday in February. I'm 20, so I was on a fake ID. Of course, I never did anything like that when I was your age. Totally innocent. We were focused on nothing but having a great time and meeting some Southern girls. Then like a little female Southern hospitality. The first night, we met some girls from Georgia, and long story short, I got real familiar with one Georgia peach. A story for another success email. Interesting. The second night, my buddy knew a few girls from North Carolina, so we had them meet us at the bars. They roll up, and we're just pouring beers into girls' mouths off the balcony of this bar and just having a great time. Obviously sounds like you're practicing your bartending skills. There was one girl that caught my eye specifically, an absolute dime piece. I could tell she was into me, and I started the date right there. Shortly after, we were making out and decided to go to this other bar when she saw one of my friends that I came with. So this is kind of an interesting story where the abundance mentality comes in. Because when you're interacting with, whether it's a date or like in this case, he's looking to hook up, but when you see behavior that causes you to go, I think this girl belongs to the streets. And then you might second guess yourself. You might decide, I don't know if I really want to be hooking up with this girl who belongs to the streets. And so typically guys in this situation get a little upset. They get a little focused on the particular girl that they want, and something goes awry like it's about to. How would you handle it? So she goes, "You know that guy?" And I said, "Yeah, I do." She then said she met him the night before and says, "1 second, I need to go do something." So she goes up to him, and when I turn around, I see her kiss my buddy in the lips. See, he's thinking, oh man, she's an absolute dime piece, this is going to be amazing. And then she goes and kisses his friend. He says, the first thought that came to my mind was, she belongs to the streets. Now, my buddy had no clue that I had brought her there, so he didn't know any better. So maybe she hooked up with his friend, we don't know. He says, I didn't freak out, I just played it cool like James Bond. Meanwhile, my phone is getting blown up from the Georgia girl and another girl from Knoxville that I had met earlier. It pays to have abundance. So he's keeping his options open because he's like, hey, he's test driving cars. Doesn't know which one he wants to buy, if he wants to buy any of them. So he's just checking things out. He's like, wow, look at all the options in this car lot here. I think I'm going to test drive a bunch of them. She walks back and acts like nothing happened. So I tell her I'm going to the restroom and I just split. You're a savage, dude. But hey, if she goes up and kisses your buddy, you don't really want to cause any drama between you and your friend, especially if you're showing up with the girl. So it's better to dip on out. Because why? Life is a drama-free zone, or it should be a drama-free zone, and these are the kinds of things that bring unnecessary drama into your life. It's best just to dip out because there's another bus every 15 minutes, and this guy's been playing his cards right in case something like this happens. In case one girl, he thinks, hey, something good could happen here, and then he finds out, I think she hooked up with my friend last night. He says, I grabbed the Knoxville girl from the line outside, and we went to another bar. About 30 minutes later, my phone starts getting blown up by the North Carolina girl, and she's saying things like, I can't believe you left me. No guy has ever done that. Let's just go back to my place. Boy, that really changed her attitude. He says, I wasn't biting, Coach. I have more self-respect than that and too many options to settle for someone like that, even for a night. Yeah, she's not going to... She's a sex playmate, one night stand, that's about it. And on top of that, she had some kind of interaction with your buddy, then he dipped out, which, quite frankly, strategically, that was probably a good idea. Because he had the other women waiting. He's like, I don't want to bring a girl that's going to bring drama into my life. So I'll just go where there is no drama. Long story short, I had a great time with the Knoxville girl that night. And the next day, I heard after I left North Carolina girl, she had gone looking for me all night. Now here's the cherry on top. Fast forward to Sunday night, and I'm getting back in the plane to go home. Out of nowhere, I get this Snapchat from the North Carolina girl. It's a nude with the caption, come and get it, completely unprovoked. I wonder if there was a missing father figure in her life. What do you guys think about that? Something to think about, something to contemplate on. I just laughed and left her on read. Just goes to show what these girls will do when you don't put up with their bullshit and act like a real man. Moral of the story, perceive yourself as the catch, and that is what you will be perceived as. So, good job. What a great little trip. Being 20 years old, being able to have these kinds of memories. Back when I was his age, I was fumbling around, had no clue. And I see guys doing and pulling off things like he did. And I had friends that were pulling things off like this, but I didn't know what was going on at the time. I didn't know enough. And it's cool for me at 51 to get emails like this from a guy who's been following me for several years, basically grew up with me, and now he's out in the real world rocking out with his cock out. Bing, bang, boom, as my friend Bobby likes to say. So, if you'd like to get my help personally, you got a challenge in your personal or professional life, go to understandingrelationships.com, click the products tab at the top of your screen, and book a coaching session with yours truly. Until next time, I will talk to you soon.